Yo, good morning, freedom marchers, freedom fighters, freedom lovers, and freedom family. Snapzilla Gorilla here, the definition, hitting y'all with this quick live stream because I wanted to present a solution for Jaron Boots Ennis. Straight Godzilla, what's good, brother? Old head deuce. What is going on here? Okay. Good morning. So I'm about solutions, man. And I wanted to present a solution for Jaron Boots Ennis. Now, unless, I don't know if you want to see Boots and Haney. Yeah, that would be an interesting fight. What's up, nephew Xander? What's good? Home at last? A home skillet. Oh, okay. I thought you said home at last. My bad. You want to see Jaron versus Devin? I would like to see that, but I want to see Devin get in a few fights at 147 before that happens. You know what I'm saying? But that's another story. Now, for the life of me, I don't understand why Rolly and Ryan Garcia are fighting for any form of a WBA title at 147 to begin with. Neither one of those guys are a champion at 140 or any other weight class, right? Rolly Romero got his ass whooped by Pitbull Cruz, right? And he has no title. Ryan Garcia never had a title. He has never been a champion. He has never fought, right, for a title. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he tried to fight Devin Haney for a WBC title for the championship, but because he came in overweight, that was no longer up for grabs. So technically, he has never fought for a championship belt, right? Except for against Ryan Gervonta Tank Davis, but he got knocked the fuck out. Here's the problem. There is clear manipulation and politics going on in the sport of boxing with these sanctions, with these sanctioning bodies and their little belts, right? And Zoe, what is good? What's up? What's up? And it's crazy how these people get away with it. Not only are you trying to force Jaron Boots Ennis to fight the winner of Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero, but you're also charging him sanctioning fees. So you're paying these sanctioning bodies to hold their belts, and they're going to tell you to fight two motherfuckers that never fought in that division, were not champions in the previous division, and all of a sudden they're going to be WBA interim champions if once their fight is over. One of the two. So here is one way to deal with that. Drop the fucking belt. Drop the belt. You want Ryan Garcia or Rolly Romero to have the belt? All right. Just let him have it then. I'm going to move on. Right? I'm going to move on with my fucking day and my fucking career. I'm going to drop the WBA belt and keep it pushing. And I'll fight. I'll unify with Brian Norman. Right? And then I'll unify, I'll unify the rest of the belts. And the WBA can go suck it. and I'll move up. Maybe I'll move up. I'll unify 3 belts and move up to 154. Because you have to show that these sanctioning bodies need you more than you need them. As a matter of fact, you don't need these sanctioning bodies at all, right? You don't need them. You don't need them. Why do you need 4 belts? You don't need 4 belts that can be paid off, that can be bribed and manipulated to do what one promoter wants them to do over another, right? So it's simple. Stop fucking with these sanctioning bodies. Because without the fighter, the sanctioning body has no place in the sport of boxing, right? A boxer can box without the sanctioning body and get paid. But the sanctioning body cannot collect sanctioning fees for their belt if the fucking fighter doesn't wear them. If the fucking fighter doesn't want them. If the fighter says, fuck that, I don't need you motherfuckers. And that you don't. Just like you don't need promoters. Boxers don't need promoters. Boxers don't need sanctioning bodies to be professional prize fighters. If all these fighters came together and said, we're going to take control of the sport of boxing because we are boxing, right? The fighters are boxing. The fighters are boxing. And if these fighters came together, put their differences aside if there are any, and say, man, you know what? We need to take charge of our own shit. We are boxing. We don't need these sanctioning bodies. We don't need these promoters manipulating the shit behind the scenes, skimming off the top, whatever they're doing, trying to drag your career out to build you up. You know what I'm saying? Instead of encourage you to challenge yourself right now. You know? Because that's Eddie Hearn's way. Just as an example, Eddie Hearn does not want you to fight the most challenging fights right away. He wants you to drag shit out. He wants you to fight bums and, you know, all that shit in order to build you up to make you look good. Because if you're styling on a bunch of bums, if you're styling on a bunch of tomato cans and you look dazzling and you look untouchable, yeah, I mean, a lot of people are going to believe that you are untouchable and that you are dazzling. But you're dazzling and untouchable and unfazed against bums. Right? And so when you finally face a real challenge, you have no idea what you're getting yourself into. And that is the problem. That's what a lot of these promoters do. Boots should not fight the winner of the Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero fight. He should not fight them. I don't give a fuck what the WBA says. I don't care what they order. I don't care. You know, all right, you want me to fight them? I'm not going to fight them. Here's your funky belt. Take that. Take your funky belt. I'm going to keep it pushing. Why? Because that's a crock of bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit. You know, how are any of these guys the mandatory when they have not done anything? They have not done anything to show that they deserve a shot at the title. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, this is a crock of shit. It's a crock of shit. You know, that's just how I feel about it. Stray Godzilla says, give Boots Shakur. Yeah, R.I.P. to Kimbo Slice. You know? Yeah. You want that Arab dude to take over? What Arab dude? Are you talking about Turkey Al-Sheikh? Well, he's working on it. But here's the problem. Turkey Al-Sheikh is, I don't know, man. I'm giving Turkey Al-Sheikh a little side eye because of certain shit that is going on under his watch. Like Shakur Stevenson fighting on the undercard, well, fighting as a co-main to Shiraz, right? I mean, that's complete and utter nonsense. Boots versus Shakur. Well, I don't think Shakur is ever going to go up to 147. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about how he's going to stay at 135, how he's comfortable at 135 and all this shit. And I think that's just because, you know, Keyshawn Davis, his so-called brother, might end up moving up, right? So he doesn't want to follow Keyshawn Davis up and be pressured to fight him. So he's going to stay at 135. Keyshawn is going to move up, and he's probably going to end up moving up to like 147 at some point. Rosella, how you doing? Good morning. So, hey, I mean, look, Boots just beat Stanionis for his belt. So, why would he? Now, the two belts will be on the line. Two belts will be on the line if the WBA tries to force Boots to fight Ryan Garcia or Rolly Romero. Well, they're not just going to be fighting for the WBA belt. They're going to be fighting for the other belt that Stanionis held, which I forgot. I forgot which one. Y'all know my memory's fucked up. So, I mean, that's how is that even that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And that lets you know we should not be taking these sanctioning bodies seriously. Right? We shouldn't take them seriously as a sanctioning body, right? What are they sanctioning anyway, right? Because I tell you what, man, this shit's crazy. Crawford getting lazy. Well, I don't know if he's getting lazy, but he's definitely at 154. He did not look impressive against Majimov. Crawford did not look impressive in the least against Israel Majimov in their fight. And Israel Majimov was honestly robbed in that fight. And, you know, he went on to get his ass beat by Virgil Ortiz. So it makes me question how Terrence Crawford would look against Virgil Ortiz. Now, it's completely different styles. But, I mean, if Crawford could not hurt or slow down Israel Majimov, if he couldn't prevent him from walking him down, because Israel Majimov walked down Terrence Crawford the whole fight. He was the aggressor. And he maintained ring generalship throughout that fight and landed the cleaner, harder punches. I mean, Israel Majimov put on a master class against Terrence Crawford, which is kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Now, Virgil Ortiz, if you can't stop Israel Majimov from walking you down, I don't see how you're going to stop Virgil Ortiz from doing the same thing. I don't see how you're going to stop Sebastian Fundora. I mean, you might not even be able to prevent, you know, Tim Tszyu, right, from walking you down, from backing you up, from having you on the back foot. You know what I'm saying? So, and don't even get me started with Jermell Charlo, right? If he comes back strong. Tank, Duck, and Roach. Yeah, he postponed the fight. And you know, the funny thing about Tank ducking Roach is that he ain't got to try too hard to do it, right? Because all his baby gobblers are going to come out of, are already coming out of the woodworks, making excuses, right? And they're trying to distract from the fact that Tank Davis is trying to duck Lamont Roach by saying that, you know, one of the talking points is that, you know, Lamont Roach's team is still whining about being robbed, right? Still whining about being robbed. He's ungrateful, all this shit, you know, he keeps running his mouth. Well, this is a boxing game, baby. And what's funny is that these same individuals will bitch and complain about Lamont Roach talking shit, Lamont Roach feeling like he won that fight, Lamont Roach, you know, doing his victory lap, you know, in the press. You know what I'm saying? And oh well, you know, he's Tank's friend and all that shit. He's turning it back on his friend. He backbiting and all this other shit, right? Well, wasn't it Tank that said that there ain't no friends in boxing? Ain't no friends? That's what he said. Right? But y'all clown, y'all will clown Keyshawn and Shakur for saying they won't fight each other, right? You guys shit on them for that. But you know what I'm saying? And then you try to downplay the whole friendship thing. You say, oh, you shouldn't have friends in boxing. Y'all will repeat that talking point. But then when it comes to Lamont Roach, you're saying Lamont Roach is ungrateful, he's not a good friend, all this other shit. Well, guess what? We're going against each other, right? We are opponents. This is our job. Our job is to fight, and we're fighting each other. So when we fight each other, we have to remove this whole idea that, oh, we're friends, and because what that's going to do is open you up to get your ass whooped. So we're not friends right now. That's what Tank said. So y'all are going to go against what Tank said, but y'all stay gobbling his baby juice, which is confusing to me. So really, it's not confusing. I understand exactly what's going on. You guys are contratards. You understand what I'm talking about? What is a contratard? A contratard is one who contradicts himself or herself on a consistent basis without shame, right? So it you know, it's kind of like having cognitive dissonance and all that shit. It's a constant, you know, you're going against your own ideas, you're going against your own thoughts, you're going against your own narrative constantly, right? Rules for me and not for rules for thee and not for me, that type of shit. Stray Godzilla says we aren't getting the fights we want. Nobody wants to lose. No, nobody wants to lose. Shannon Sharp. What can I say about that? Shannon Sharp is a fool, man. Right? Shannon Sharp is a plum ass fool. Here's the thing though with these. Look, I have an opportunity. I'm married, right? But I have an opportunity to explore and exercise options, right? I have that ability. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. Some guys have it, some guys don't. Comedians won't let up. I actually haven't seen any comedians talk about it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be funny as hell. I have the ability to exercise options, right? You know, and even though I'm married, and because, you know, she understands that I am on top of my game, I'm a provider, I'm a protector. She trusts me, right? She trusts me as a leader. She trusts me as in every way. Exactly. No, I'm not. Don't worry, Stray Godzilla. But I haven't done it. I have not done it because I have not seen where it's not about risking my marriage, right? It's about risking my peace of mind, risking my peace, risking my relationship with my children, because, oh, good Lord. I might have to rethink that. Ooh-wee. Hold on, killer. I don't know, man. Anyway, y'all, let me stop. Damn, that was a... Okay, she's going into my chiropractor's office. Okay, I'll be seeing her. Anyway, Queen Mother Shaquila, how you doing? Anyway, you know, now, granted, this chick is what, 20 years old, right? She's a young woman. And you know what? What's her name might be correct. What's her name? The one that went on Shannon Sharp's show and told him to date older chicks. She might be right. Monique. Yes, Monique. Yeah, retired. Monique might be right, man. You might want to get your old lady, man. Like, quit playing around with these young things, because they're out of control, right? Now, I have put myself out there, explored, to experiment, and even women my age are out of fucking control. They are sucked into this social media world, the social media society, where no one has an original thought, no one can be genuine, no one is authentic. You're trying to keep up with what everyone else is doing. You're trying to be that chick, but you're trying to be that chick that these other chicks are trying to be. So all these chicks are trying to be that same chick. And that's what I have encountered. And it's not looking good. Anyway, let me get off into this doctor's appointment, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'll holler at y'all later. But yeah, Jaron Boots Ennis, the solution is to drop the fucking WBA belt and move on, right? Just move on. Just fight who you want to fight. Like, that's what these fighters did. Just fight who you want to fight. Don't worry about these goddamn sanctioning bodies, especially if they pulling this bullshit. And yeah, you'll be better off. No one wants to see Jaron Boots Ennis fight Rolly Romero or Ryan Garcia. Anyway, at least I don't. Thank you guys for coming through. Much love, like, share, subscribe, and we're going to keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.